welcome to Creative Wise, right? And we'll see you in 5 minutes time, right? So if you have questions, right, or anything, right, you can just type it into the chat box. And thank you for coming this session. Yeah.
Wise. Last but not least.
Okay, right. So later we'll play this again, right? Just to see. Yes, good morning to each one, right? So yeah, good morning, right? You can type in the text, right? And then tell me, what's the expectation you have, right, for this training Power Query, right? How, yeah, if you have, right, you can type into your chat box. You see me, yeah. Yes, good morning, everyone, right? Yeah, we have Pao and then Brenda, Diane, Kairu, yeah, Kylie. So yeah. Maybe you guys not there yet, yeah. Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome, right? So, welcome to this Power Query training, right? So, the training will be most effective, right, when we have two-way interactions, right? So you don't have to turn on your video, right, if you can't, right? So, it's just that we need some interactions, right? So you can do some chat into your chatting right there, right? So such like right. So good morning, everyone, right? Okay, just type good morning in your chat box. Yeah, just like, oh yes, hi, thank you, Paul. Yeah, thank you, right? So yeah, thank you, Winnie and Shaira as well, right? Yes, thank you, right? Thank you, Anna. Yes. So is there anyone heard of the power of Power Query, right? Or have you seen the power of Power Query before, right? Is there anyone? Yeah. You can just type me, right? Oh, okay, Paul, you heard of this, yeah? Okay, thank you, right? Thank you. Yeah, okay, thank you, right? Meter, right? So my longtime friends, right? Thank you, right? Yeah. Okay, just last week, right? I traveled to Johor, right? To help a precast company, right? To use Power Query to automate their job of copy and paste, right? So later you are able to see one of these what you call that case study, right, in a short while. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so may this yeah. So this NTW, right, this is the last session we did for this year, right? So last year itself, right, we did for this for the training, right? That is what they say in the they find inspiring, right? Using the time we do AI for marketing and sales, right? So as you can see there last year, right? And then we also help to raise fund for the Rumah Kebajikan, right? Which is this company. We go in depth into find out whether this company this Pertubuhan Kebajikan, is it the right one, right? So is it genuine, right? Which it is, right? So yeah, we teach them how to do that, right? So there are some other things as well. Okay, so okay, Power Query Hub. So we can say with we also okay, just one last one, right? It is the we also win the awards, right, for in the first NT National Training Week, right? So every year, right, it starts from 2023, right? It has
And now let's invite Creative Wise. And last but not least,
okay, so and National Training Week, right, is a way to help to share what we our the knowledge and skill that we that each Malaysian has, right, to other Malaysian, right, for free, right. So let's see. Okay, let's learn something, right. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so actually I have as a whole video set that I have recorded here, right? So we start with something called group by, right? So and then I will share with you with the file that you can follow along, right? So this is a file, and we start with something called group by. Okay, so you can see it from the. Sorry, that it's not this here. Oh, Okay, where is the chat? Okay, this A1, right? Wow, we still got some. What else is still there here, right? Okay. Okay, then. Okay, great. So, wow, still. Oops, okay. Eh, oh, this is a very different. Where's my group file? Yeah. See here, this is the file. Okay. I can't download the file. I see. The file I can't download. I see. See, in that case, you can download the file, but I need to share the link to you. Hmm. Yeah, check, see whether you can get this out. Okay. Okay, we'll start with that group by, right? So now let's say I have a data set like this, right? So wow, still have people. Okay, so we still have this data set, right? Now you can see that this data set you open first, right? I give you 1 minute to open it, right? So oh, thank you, City. Yes. Okay, great. You can follow along, right? So we are other later we will have another file as well, right? So let me give you. Okay, so yeah, okay, download already, right? So let's see, the file. Oh, okay. Okay, so this file, right? A group by is really like what we learned is like the this is the data, very old data, right? So it's like it talk about that the years data here, right? So there is a so group by means that a server draw and then you group it together, right? So that is just one, and then you can see that here in 2014, right? So if we look at just the exported amount, right? So let's say here, exported amount right here, there is a value here, right? That's a huge number here, right here, right? So now if I want to do it for every single year, right? So every single year. So I can just go here and then choose uncheck this item and then look at 2025 and I have the value here. And I do a total, right? I do a total, right? It will have the sum as well, right? The sum again, right? So for every year. So that is called, we just want the sum, right? So this is a way to summarize it, right? I just want the sum, right? So beside this, at the moment, right, beside doing filter, right, is there any other method that you can use, right, to achieve that, to achieve this summary, this method? Yeah. Yeah, you can just feel free to type it there, right? If you say, yeah, sum if is 1, right? Thank you. Yeah, Bao, yes. Yeah, yeah, thank you, pivot. Yeah, pivot table is also another method, right? So yeah, so the third method, right, is the whole idea is not about telling you that there's only named group by is just like a sum if or pivot table, right? The whole idea of Power Query, right, is about automation, right? So so let's see. Now you have this data set already, right? So the first step is that you're going to go to the data tab, right? And then you're going to load this data set into Power Query. How to do that, right? The first step is go to the data tab, choose from table range, right? If you don't have this option, get and transform data, right? That means that your version don't have Power Query, right? So although it doesn't read that right here as Power Query, it's part of the new feature in Power Query. Okay, so you go to data and then you choose from table range. All right, all right. So that is welcome to the Power Query editor environment. So we start with the top one, right? This is called a ribbon, right? So it altogether has four tab, right? One is home tab, transform tab, add column tab, and the view tab, right? So at the beginning level, right, we will look at only transform or maybe add column may not be that much used, right? So home and transform. And then bottom here, it has the query windows, query panes, right? And then they also have the all this column, right? Is all of them has a certain actions you can do. And then on the right hand side, right, is the query settings. As you can see that there is a name, right? So this query, right, you can always give them rename it, right, changing it to query and then say underscore and then with the export data, something meaningful to you, right? You may not need to have a underscore, right? And that's okay, right? Now the moment you change the query name, right, on the right left hand side, right, this name also change, right? And the bottom of this on the right hand side, on the bottom, there's apply steps. These are the steps, right, that is recorded. If you use VBA before Excel VBA, right, then there's also something like a recorded macro, right? So it's a step that you recorded over the period, right? As you do something, right, you can always change it, right? So let me just show you one example, right? Let's say here, right, you want to change all this value here. You want to change all this value here, right, to capital letter, right? So you can do so by right click on the column and then you say change type, sorry, transform, and then you go for uppercase. Okay, see, right click on the column. On the column, you want to transform it into uppercase, right? Just click on the right click here and then choose transform. And then you can choose uppercase. So now you can see that this column, right, is successfully converted into uppercase, just like that. And not only that, on the right hand side, there's apply steps. These are also added one more step called uppercase. Okay, so so far you follow. If you follow, type F please in your chat box. F. Thank you, Meter. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, City. Thank you, Paul. Paul, yeah. Okay, great. So disclaimer, right? This NTW, right, is really about sharing, right? So I might what is it? I might make the mistake, right? So please forgive me, right? I don't intentionally do that. I myself have already researched Power Query for that was 6 years ago already, right? So yeah, 6 years ago, and there are still things that and when I first started doing this one, right, I find it so new to me, right? From an Excel trainer into Power Query trainer, right? So it's like it's too new. So I spent a couple of years, right, to understand this, and then before I start teaching, right? So and I noticed that a lot of the steps that is manually done in Excel can be automated, right? So such as this, right, it can be done faster. And what I'm showing you is just a tip of the iceberg of what Power Query can do, right? So it's case by case basis, right? So some company will engage me as a consultant to help them to just automate their process, this data transformation process, right? Later you understand what data transformation, right? As I give you more example, right? Okay, great. So now, right, I have done this, right? So the trade flow, right? I do not need that. This column, I don't need that. So what I can do is just simply select the column and right click. Oh, okay. Sorry, how I can add the other data below on export data? Below data on export. Where is it? How I can add the other data below? City, what do you mean? Yeah. So you mean here or here? Where? I did not add any data yet. Thank you for a question, right? But then where do you mean? Yeah? Oh, you mean this step? Upper press, right? Is it this step? Is it here? Oh, okay. So here, right, is that the moment you see I after I delete the step, right? Just now I delete the step, right? It will it's like an undo, right? But you can't redo, yeah. So after you check on this, right, you can't redo. So now so I need to go and perform the step again. Just simply right click on the partner names and then choose transform and then choose uppercase. All right, that's it. You can see that, right? These are all the words is now transformed into uppercase, right? So of course, right, you can do again, right, by using transform and say I want to look at all lowercase, right? You can, right? After you change uppercase, you change it to lowercase, right? That doesn't matter, right? Just that you added one more step in the apply step. Okay, so the more step you have here, the more step they need to automate, right? So if you can combine, if you can that one is later in the advanced level we'll talk about it. Okay, great. Now next one is that the trade flow here, right? Trade flow. Now this column, right, I don't need it, so I can also right click here and change it to remove. Okay, remove. Now, I have a several column as well here, right? You can see that I have a several column, right? I can remove it all by in one go by holding down the shift key, right? Or a shift key, selecting the column, multiple column. And then if I want to remove this column, which is in adjacent, I hold down the control key, select this as well. So now I'm selecting 3 column, right? The last one is the in adjacent column. So I would use the control key, right? Just like how you do for in the Excel, right? So okay, we have City has some issue here. Let's see if I can help. Yeah. Wow, so fast. Oh, export data. I see. Hmm. No, likely, right? I don't have, right? However, you can actually what I say, watch this video again, right? On my YouTube channel, right? So yeah. And for the certification, right, it's only for those who register in the NTW, you will get it, right? So you watch the YouTube, it's live, but then you don't get certificate from National Training Week, right? So yeah. and you will get it within 2 weeks time, right? Because I still need to process other things as well, right? Okay. So right click on here and then change it to remove columns, right? Remove columns. Okay, so for city, right, why you don't have this thing is because that you you have not do this step yet, right? So okay, so right now, right, for the rest, right, you have followed so far, right? You can see you've got partners and years, right? So now you have only 3 columns, right? 3 columns. Now we head back to the home tab, and then you go to the close and load, right? And then you go to the close and load tool. All right. Oh, okay, we have also, what is that called? Let's see. Yeah, anything right meter, what is the issue there? Oh, done. Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you. Yes, thank you. All right. So next one is that a table, and then you can use the existing or a new worksheet, right? So now this is how you, after you finish some process in the Power Query, right? And this is how you uh, export the data back to Excel, right? So data table, and then I will choose a new worksheet in this case, right? Table and new worksheets, and then click OK. All right, now it will load it into a new Excel sheet, right? Okay, so your original data, the raw data is still there, right? It is not removing, right? So you can always refer here. But now you come out with a process data, right, which is automate, right? So we can see that here, it will consist of all the years of data, right? So let's see, is that correct? Yeah, it consists all the year data, except that you don't have this data here. See here? So now, right here, right? You see, I have up to 2015, right? So let's say I have some data here. We just update some data, and I just paste it bottom, right? Just paste it bottom, and you can and I change this value here to 2016, right? So 2016. Okay, 2016. So I changed already. Now, I don't need to go back to recreate the step anymore, right? Because I just have the additional data in 2016, right? So I just need to go back to my Power Query, this data set here, this already transformed data here, right? And I just simply right click and choose refresh, and then and I will have a new data including 2017, which I just added, right? So right here, see that? Oh, 2016. Right? So why the 2016? Yeah, let's see. Oh, 2017. Oh, let's see. Yeah, we have a 2016, right? So somehow we already have 2017 data. So it should have this, right? 2017, 2016. Yeah, anyway, I just added 2016. So that's why, right? So to prove that it worked, right, I'll just change it to 2025, right? Let's say I just 2025. Okay, I save this work and go back to the data set here. I right click and choose refresh, right? And then you can see that now we have an additional data set for 2025, and then click OK. Because that is how the basic methods, basic way of using Power Query, right? So as we say, right? So how do you load that Power Query? So whenever you have data set like this, right, you can always load the Power Query, right, from going to the data tab, and then you choose from table range, right? You can do optional step, right? So like just now, we have City who asked that question, right? So now, why is that not working, right? It's because that you haven't go to this data and then go from table range, right? So that's why it's not insert a new query, right? Because if you do this thing, right, then if I just click one more, it will create another query, and you can change the query names, right? That is the orientation of how to use a Power Query for the first time. Yeah, you can see here, right? There's a Power Query. Yeah, this is it. You see that? I just added one more, right? So here, and I can just change the name here, change the query name, and then adjusting the step, right? How do you delete the step, and how do you add step there, right? And then how do you load the Power Query to the close and load tool by using this close and load tool and back to the Excel, right? So far, if you follow, right, you can, and you success, right, you type yes, success, right? Just type yes, success. Bao, you asked an excellent question, right? So Bao have a question that the Power Query data sheet, right? Must it be same in the same file? The same file, right? The answer is no, right? You don't need to, right? In fact, later on, as we go deeper and deeper, right, you will see that yes, you can actually refer to another Excel file, right? It can also refer to another what you call another Excel file, and you can also refer to another folder, entire folder, right? So inside you have multiple files. There are many others. You can also read a multiple CSV file, right? Yeah. Okay, then we also have a Queenie, right? Got questions. The tab name automatically appear when we load the news, or we have to edit it manually. Oh yeah, it's thank you, right? So yeah, we need to ask, right, the tab name, right? So let's just close this, yeah. So if we just don't want this query, we can just say discard, right? Discard is like a cancel. Just discard means that you know all the steps we have recorded, just don't care about it, right? Yeah, you're talking about this query name tab, right? Yeah. Yeah, this query name tab, yes, is according to what you have, right? Thank you, Meter, right? Thank you, Power, right? Yeah, okay. So yeah, yeah, it's automatic. You don't have to change it, right? So you can still change it if you want to, right? And if you don't want to load it into Excel, right, you still have an option not to do that, right? By right click on the query connection here and then change it to load to, right? And then you can change it to load as a connections, right? This will use it in the intermediate or advanced level, right? Where we don't want to show it yet, right? It's just an intermediate step. We will then use a connection, right? So we're not going to do this here. Okay, now let's go back to now. I have this Power Query ID, right? And then yeah, okay. So Aiman, you okay? Anis, you success, right? Only 1-2 people success, or how about the rest? Dayani, right? Judy, Kairu, Nolali, right? Siti, Shaira, yeah. This type, sorry, I had to join. Okay, okay. Okay, no problem, Dayani, right? You can always watch the YouTube channel, right? So again, right? So rest assured that you will have the oh, okay. So probably you okay, right? So now if you are 2013, right, your version, right, you can still upgrade, update for free, right? With what we talk to you this, right? So it's just that if you're the upgrade, right, you have Power Query. It's just that you don't have the latest Power Query feature, such as from pictures, right, and also like you can read from a PDF file and so on, right? Yeah. Okay, so you can see here, right, you can go for Excel workbook, right, text, and you can see that this is where the just now was, I think Paul is the one that asking the question. So what else you get? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right, so this is it, right? You can read this one, right? So yeah, if you can get Azure, right, also have this, right, database, SQL server, right, and other sources, right? You can even read data from a Power from a Google worksheet, right? Yeah, Google spreadsheet, right? You can read the Google spreadsheet into what is called Excel, right? automatic as well. So you don't need to open the Google spreadsheet to show the this one right here. So that is to use if you want that one where we need to use the concept of here from web, right? From web to do that. So many ways to take the value from other places and load into Excel and then do the automatic process. Okay, let's head back to the query, right? So you have a query and connection pane. If you don't have this query and connection pane, let's say you accidentally close it, right? Doesn't close it, then you can get it back from data tab and then choose query and connection. So this is the step, right? So click on that. And then, yeah, you can see it appear again, right? So now you just double click on this to open it, open back to the Power Query. Now we're going to do the, what they call that, the group by, right? So yeah, so group by means that, right? So I'm just interested in that, not the country, but the year, right? So on that particular year, right? How much is my export, right? So like you said, you can use sum if, you can use sum if as, you can use the what I call that, the sorry, what is that called? This pivot table, right? So now to do group by, right, you got to first specify which column you want to do the group by, right? So which column, right, group together, right? So I'm selecting the year column, and then I'll go to the what I call that, the group by, right here, group by. So you choose that group by. Okay, group by, and then there are few options here, right? We will use the basic, and then here, since I want to know, after we group by, I want to know the sum of this, right? So I'm going to change the operations to just sum. There are many other operations as well, right? So I just choose sum, and then now Power Query asks you, right, which column you want to sum, right? Is it the partner name or is it the export, right? So I can choose the export column, right? Which is same with here, right? So export. So the new column name, we can give it a name called year annual export, right? And you can say it's US in thousand, right? So you can use the same thing, right? So then you can say that irregardless of which partner, right, which trade partner, right, we can just say that, yeah, that's it, and then click OK. Oh, okay. So you can download the file, right, from oh, I see. Wait, let me just close this one. So you can see after close, right? Then you can see the group by is done already, right? So I just click close and load, and you can see that the data here is now again updated to the next level, right? So let's see. Okay, let me just share with you the folder, right? Instead of just that. Okay, so the file here is right. Okay, you can just download from here, this folder here, right? Okay, so that is group by, right? So when we can use this, right? So really depends on situation, right? So just last week, right, we used that method to help a company in precast industry, right? So to solve it, right? So let's in your you can open the folder, in the folder, right? There is a file called precast. Oh yeah. Okay. So it's like here, right? It become like this, right? So, but then more than that, right? Other option, right? So we still have another one. Oh, I need to look one more file, right? It's called the unpivot. Before you can talk about the case study, right? So I have another file called. Wow, kind of very slow. Huh? Let's see. Let me just turn this. Okay, so and then we will open another file called unpivot. Okay, so let's look at exercise one, right here. In fact, there are many, right? So, okay, so if you are given a task, right, that's, yeah, you open the file already, right? It's called unpivot, right? So, yeah, it's right. Now, what Unpivot do is like this, right? So we have a data set here, and then these are the numbers for each of the country on each year. So you want to come somehow to become like this, right? So and then for each of the country, right, you got to do something like this, right? So I got to copy this, right, and then let's say I just want, okay, let's say I want this data set, right? So now to have this data set, right? So I need to go to say this one here, copy this and right click and then do transpose. And then here I copy this again and right click and change it to here. Okay, and then the third one, right? So again, right, just color code it so you can easily see that what is it doing, right? So maybe I just go for yeah, this guy. So copy this and then right click and transpose, right? So, and then one more thing is right click and transpose, right? If you see somebody doing something like this, right? Then, right, those days you need to write a macro to get this done, right? So, yeah. Is there anyone see something like this? Someone do something like this before, right? Similar, not exactly, right? Is there anyone here? Copy this. So you can see that there's a lot of copy and paste work, copy and paste, right? So usually this data set can be downloaded from an internet, right? So where this is called already pivoted data, right? So after I complete this one, you can see here, copy this. The last one, right? Let's just do the last one, right? Right click and then paste it. And again, this data again is repeated and to right click and paste it. So as you can see that there is a lot of repetitive work, right? And also, right, this value here for each of the row, I need to paste it and then copy and fill it down, right? Now notice that this feature is called copy and fill it down, yeah. Copy and fill it down, okay. Now and then here same those things go here and then copy and fill it down, right? And then here copy and fill it down, okay. Yeah, this is one. So yeah, to achieve something like this, right? I mean, like this is just one way, right? After that, right, let's say, right, you have this here, and then you want to do something like this. Let's say your original data here, and you want to do something like this. Now, this is all manually done, right? Yeah. So like this to here, also manually done. All this step, right, that you find that your team is doing manually can be automated, right? So now let's just see how to do this step, right? So First of all, I will load this data into Power Query. So to do that, I go to the data tab, right? I go data tab, and then again, right, just make sure your data set, you are pointing the active cell right into one of the data set area there. Okay. So yeah, maybe I use the second one, right? So this is the exercise, right? So that was the reason behind of doing this unpivot. So I'm selecting this, right? And this is not needed, so I just delete it. Okay, so you already, if you already type an R piece in your chat box, so I can start to show you how to do unpivot. Okay, thank you, Meter. Yeah, thank you, City. Thank you, Hui. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so here we have 15 of you. Yeah. Okay, thank you. And then now let's go to the data tab and then choose from table range or right on top there, right? Just like what you did earlier. So from table range, and after this, click my table has header, right? So do we need that? Right? Yeah, we need, right? So just click OK. Just click OK. Okay, so in order to do like what I did just now, manually done, right? Copy and then paste, right? Horizontally and vertically, right? In Power Query is extremely easy, right? All you need is just highlight all those columns that you want to copy and paste, right? So I'm selecting column, this column until here, holding down the shift key, right? Hold the shift key and then just right click. If you can see unpivot, that's great. Yeah, there you are. Unpivot column is the key, right? Unpivot column. In a short moment, right? It's done. You see that? It's just done. Wow, it's just done, right? And then you can, and yeah. Yeah, I find it's so easy, right? Just type wow, right? It's just that. W-O-W, right? Wow. Yeah, thank you, Paul. Yeah, thank you, right? Thank you, Hui. Yes, thank you, Shaira. Thank you, Brenda, right? So yeah, so now I just double click on the attribute and we change it to year. Thank you, meter, right? And then we double click on the value right here, right? We also change it to amount, right? Oh, thank you, Anna, right? Yeah, yeah, that's it, right? We just double click on the worksheet on the column name, and then double click on the amount, right? And then that's it, right? We done, right? Just get it done, right? And then as for here, if you don't need the sales, the word sales is repetitive, right? If you don't need that, you can just simply go here and then say, sorry, just right click and then say change it to, let's say I don't want the word sales, right? I don't want the word sales. Then I can just simply say replace the value, right? Right click here and then say replace value. And then we just look for space sales and then just replace with nothing, right? There are many other options as well, right? So, and then you click OK. And it's done. It's just done, right? Okay, again, right click, choose replace value, right? So now these are all the steps I do, right? So let's say, right, I did a mistake, right? If I want to change it back, right? So let's say, yeah, I don't want this step, right? So what I can do again, right, is that I can just go here, replace the value. I can just say on the right hand side, right, there's a pane here, right? Just move this out, right? Yeah, that's it. Right? And then this is one. The other things that you want to watch out is that the type, right? So all this, right, has a word, right? You can see the type here. Click on this button, you can change the type. Now, in a more complex transformation, right, you need to make sure that each column has a right type. So ABC is a text type. Same goes to year, right? The year is not, they understand that this is the column label. So it does not read like a number. It won't add up, right? It won't take 2021 add 2022, right? Because in this context, right, it simply means it doesn't mean sum it up, right? But for the amount column, right, you can change it to numbers, right? Because it's a whole number, 1 to 3. If your amount has a column as a decimal, right, it will allow you to use, it will automatic check as a 1.2, right? So if you want to change any data type, you can choose like this. You can change just like this. See, you can click on this and then change that. Okay, that is one way to do so. Okay, so once we finish this, you can click close and load. And if you want to load it into a new data sheet, right, you can just directly go to close and load. That's it, done. And if you want to load it to the different worksheets, right? So there are different places, right? Then you choose close and load to. So here I will use close and load. Yeah, close and load, it will simply goes to a new worksheet right here. I see. Yeah, basically that is it, right? So now, okay, so if I have a new data set here, let's say I change it to say maybe in India, right? So India sales, right? India sales, and then I just type in some numbers here, right? So it may be manually done or maybe through other function, right? So just paste it, right? Let's say, okay, let's say this is the sales, right? So now I just need to, the data is just updated. You can update many, copy and paste there also can. And now we go to the table. Again, this is the worksheet, right? And then now all I need is just right click and then choose refresh. And it's done. It's just done like this, right? Yeah. Okay. So any questions? Everyone success? Right. You can success. You can so far, so good. Thank you, Power. Right. Thank you. Success, right? Congratulations, City. Congratulations, right? Yes, thank you, Ayman, right? Yeah. So after the break, right, we will take a 10 minutes break, right? Right, in a short while. Then maybe you don't want to break also can, right? So you want to find out that how is it that it's possible to, right? The case study that we did that I do right on the last in my last training, right, in Johor, right, is that this is the one, right? So it has something like this, right? It's a precast industry. So now just like that, how can we say that, right, from here it become like this, right? So now this data I think is updated already, right, somewhere here. So I can see that here. So it's like part A, we put it like this, and then here copy, right click, and then transpose, and then here copy, right click, and transpose. Yeah. So and then here again, right click and transpose, right? So and then we have here also one more copy and right click and transpose. So of course, right, it's not uh only few of the rows, right? It's just a lot, right? So right now the method they have, right, is using before the training, right? The person is actually using this method, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste, right? So it's like and there is many worksheet all similar, right? So you guess how you think that's very time consuming? Yeah, if you think yes, right, you can type yes, right? If not, then just continue copy and paste, right? Yes, oh yeah, thank you, Danny. Right. So yeah. So what so after the break, or you can use the method I just show you, right? You can use the unpivot and then group by. There's one more thing you can do, right? Is the with the data set, right? Is that if you have some empty space, right? You can actually I can't demonstrate here for you, right? Later will show you that. Then you give a try, right? Or just see you again at 11 o'clock. Yeah, thank you, right? You learn something useful, right? If you yes, right, you say yeah, useful, useful. You say you type useful. Thank you. See you in show up. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it's on my YouTube channel, right? Dayani, right? So thank you, right? So well, I'm so appreciate that you from one meeting to another work meeting. Yeah, thank you for very hardworking. Yeah. Okay. Eh? Eh? Oh, I off already. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, thank you, Huini. Yeah. Okay, see you. Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, let's see, right? Welcome back. Yeah, let's look at just now the example here, right? So yeah, anyone try out already? And you got it? So for those who are just newly just joined, right? This is the exercise files folders, right? You can just get it from there. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Meter. Yeah, very useful. Yeah, okay. So as we go along, right, you can see more, right? So now let's see. Yeah, we have the data set here and how to change to here. So now let's see. Right. If you're ready, you type R, please. Okay, thank you, Siti. Thank you, Winnie. Yes, thank you. Great. Okay, so first of all, right, if you have a data set like this, right, so it will just normally without the columns, right? So what I do is that I just go to we got to change this back to normal first, right? Table design. Let's say I don't have, there's not a table yet, right? So I'll just change it here. Right? So we don't have this data set. Its origin is like this, right? Just clear all. So I have this data set. So I'm gonna highlight these, right? Because they are empty rows, right? Empty rows. I need to select all of them, right? I cannot just select one cell. Not like the previous more example, right? We just need to just put the active cell into one of them, right? No, you can't, right? So in this case. Oh, then next one is that we can highlight all. So in that case, where you can highlight all the data range you have, right? So, and then go to data tab and choose from table range. Okay, so my table has header, right? So is my table has header in this case? Well, actually, they don't have a header in this case, right? So just uncheck this item. My tables has header is not there, right? So just uncheck this item and click OK. Uncheck this item. Okay, so great. Now just click OK. Some people asking, like, okay, great. Okay, yeah, we just loaded into Powerquery. Let's see. Okay, I have part A right here, but this value I may not need that at the moment, right? So if this row I don't need that, right? So let's say I don't need this row. The first row part A is not needed. I just need to know. I just need to unpivot all these value, right, from horizontal into vertical. So I can remove this row, right? So this is the new steps in Power Query you learn. Yeah. So let's say I want to remove that one row, right? To do that, I go to the Home tab and I choose Remove Rows and then click on Remove Top Rows. Remove top rows. And then I put in one. Number of rows, right? Just put in one rows and then click OK. So there you go, right? So that row has removed already. So now next one is that I also interested in removing those row that is now, right? Those values is now. So how to do that? Again, click on this column here and uncheck this item now. Uncheck that and then click OK. Okay. And there you go. So now I have all these column right there, right? So like so I have these two, all these, right? So horizontal into vertical. So what should I do next after this, right? How can I turn horizontal into vertical? Whoa! Congratulations, right, City? Yes, right. We're going to select all the column, right? So in this case, it's all the columns. Sometimes it's selecting half some certain columns, right? Like the previous one. Now we just unpivot, select all the column and right click, choose unpivot columns. And there you go. Right, we just done all the step here, hard working, right? Easy. This hard work step, right? Copy and paste, right? In just a few clicks. And now, do I need this attribute? No. So I simply right click and choose remove. Okay, so this is very similar to our result already here. Okay, so here. Now, however, they don't just want they don't just want that the data to be in such a way, right? They want to do is that they want that how many are PL01, how many are PL02, right? So in that case, right, you can use group by, right? You can group by with just single column also can, right? So select this column and then choose group by. Okay, and now we really just use the values, and right here we got to change it to oh yeah, just count rows will do, right? Count rows. So we group by these, right? So you don't need to do a sorting, it will just group. Change sorting. Wait, do I need a sorting? I guess forgot, right? So let's just see, right? Again, right? See basic values, count rows, and then click OK. So well, you don't need to do the sorting, right? Or what I mean is that here, like here, see PL01, PL01, right? So if you want to sort, you can, no? You can just choose this item here and then choose sort ascending, right? So that is called sorting first before you group, right? But group by, you don't need to have this step, right? So just minimize this step. So again, group by, and then I choose the value account count, and then that's it. And that's all I need to do, right? So 6, this is done, right? And then I can just rename the column if I need to, and then I choose close and load, and then choose close and load to. Okay, then I go to existing worksheets, locate at this table, existing worksheets, and I just click on this here and click OK. And almost done, right? See here, almost done. Okay, everyone follow, right? If you follow, type F please in your chat box. Wow, and success, right? Thank you, right? So good, right? You are an excellent Power Query learner, right? City. Follow and success, right? How about Ayman, right? Anis, and yeah. Oh, we have Rebecca as well, yeah. We okay, so now we done this already. We have another which is oh this is oh there you are. It's somewhere here. Okay, we have where is it here? It's not here. Ah, here. Okay, good. So the next one is this, yeah. Now let's say I have this data set here, right? And I have two. I mean, I've only had two kind of products, and the type is here. And I want to change it to do this, right? So I copy this. I want something like this. Okay. Okay, let me just change the random number first, right? Random number, right click and replace it. And I also have this. Wait, let's see. Or something like this. Okay, so but I don't need this, right? So I would need to do something like this, copy and paste it here. This one and paste it here, right? So then this one I need to delete it, right? So yeah, and then this one is called type. And obviously that this is not, I only have two tomatoes, so this is for that. Okay, and finally Malaysia is somewhere here. I just enter this, right? So this is country. So I want to do something like this. I have the data set like this, but I want it to become like this. This is my outcome. Thank you, Power. You asked a question, right? Power Query don't need to header to find result, right? Case by case basis, right? Depends whether your data set has a header, right? Like this one here, if I just highlight this one, right? They really don't have a header, right? Just in this case, it don't have a header. Right? Even this one, right? Like the just now the one also same right here. They don't have a header. It's just a normal label like this, right? So yeah, this one, right, as a more complex version, right? It's something like this. Yeah, and it has to become like this, right? So but that will be another time. So now let's see here. So you got this data set, right? So you look at the mind, and it has to turn it from here into this. So copy and paste, right? If you just convert this to here to copy and paste so that you can easily you can do the data analysis easier, right? So, but copy and paste, right? Is it time consuming? Like I show you the sound the one. What if you have a 10 products, uh, 50 products, but they're all organized in such a way, right? Is it time consuming? If it's yes, right, you can just yeah, time consuming, man. Yeah, thank you, Power. Yeah. Every time you see people doing copy and paste, right, in this era, all right, in this time, right, they must be there are ways to automate it, right? So in Excel, right, I mean in Excel. Now, if you say, well, what if I want to automate something, right, like across the different applications, right? Then you want to consider Power Automate, right? So that will be different case. Yeah, thank you, City, right? So let's say I want to take the value from this value, right, from a PDF file and then put it into Excel, right? So let's say you have an Excel, you have another PDF file, right? And you need to open the PDF file and then take the value. Let's say, yeah, something like this, right? So let's say Yeah, maybe like this, right? So okay, maybe you say that this is a PDF file, right? You want to capture this value, is a table, and then you capture this value, and then you paste it into Excel, right? Relative accordingly, right? So now this job, right, is manually done, right? Copy and paste from a PDF file into Excel, right? It's manually done. But then it can still automate. It is still possible to automate, right? That one we need to use Power Automate. So for here, right, we don't have this complication, right? So it's just all within the Excel or across a different on a different workbook, right? So we'll show you how to do that in a short while. Now, let's say I have this data, right? So now, how to do this? If you're ready, we can just start with this already, yeah? So our goal is to become like this, yeah? So you're ready again, right? You know the drill, right? So just type yes, thank you, City. Type yes, thank you, Winnie. Yes, excellent, excellent. Okay, thank you, Brenda. Right. So now we just highlight this list here again because like you see, there's a lot of empty cell here, so we cannot say select this cell and then go to data and hit table range. We can't, right? So in this case, we highlight this list, right, and then go to from table range. And then my table has header. No, I don't have a header, so I just click OK. Okay, so good. So now how can we turn it into that, huh? Because you see, ultimately, right here, it will have a Malaysia, right? So all filled with this, right? So, and then here got tomato, and then here got durian. So to do that, we can put this value into all this now field here, right? So to do that, right, we just right click here, column, and then choose fill down. And this will complete the step, right? The next one is that here also the same, right? I want to do the tomato, right? Fill it down here, and then here fill down. So again, select the column and right click and choose fill down. So notice that, right? Although I do two station, right, but the two action are the same, right? So on my right hand side, the pane here applies that, right? It just remain as the same step, fill down. See, fill down, and it just specify which column you want to fill it down. Yeah, that's it, right? So these are only the two columns I need to fill down. Next is I also want to remove the first two row. This two row is not needed. It's now, right? Although I fill down, but this two row is not needed, right? So what I can do is go to the Home tab, remove rows, and then choose remove top rows. Remove top rows. And then here I put in 2 because I want to just remove the first 2 rows, right? So click OK. Okay, so the remove rows options, I have a feature like remove the top rows, remove the bottom. You want to remove bottom rows or alternate rows as well, right? You can also remove duplicate rows and so on, right? So, and the flip side is that you can keep certain rows as well here, right? You can keep the duplicate values and so on, right? Now, after I done this step, right, and I want to kind of that this is actually my header. This January, February, March, right, is my header. So I want to turn this as a header, right? So I want to turn this first row as a header. And there's a handy actions to do that. So you go to Home tab and choose Use First rows as header, right? So there are also two options, right? I'm going to use the first row as header. And that's it, right? See that here? The value here change. And as for below, right, I have other options here. I see that there's a row that if with the word now, and these are empty cell, right? These are empty cell here, empty rows, right, in between the products, right? I want to remove that as well. As well as the header for other products, right? Like this January, February here, I want to remove it. I want to remove this row, right? So to do that, you go to you need to study this data a bit more, and you realize that hey, these are the row you want to change, right? So we go to the columns, and then choose and check this now column, and then click OK, and there you go, right? Remove this. I remove the columns, I remove the now rows, and we are almost there, right? Almost there. Okay. Now, finally, I want this January, February, March, April, May, June, all this value, right, to be in the from horizontal to vertical, up to December, right? Up to December. What should I do? A horizontal value right into a vertical. What should we do? Okay, so we just select the high, thank you for trying, right? So we select the January column and then hold out the shift key, select until December, and then now just right click and choose Unpivot column. Okay, so you can see that it's done already. And here I can just double click on the attribute to change the name to months, or you can say month name, right? And then as for value, you can change it to say amount, right? And as far as the code here, or you can change it accordingly, right? This one will be type, and here, so this one will be product, and this one will become the country name. Yeah, country name, product, type, month name, and amount. Yeah, that's it, right? So these are the column you change, and then click close and load. And then choose I get close, and yeah, I can change it close and load to, right? And then go to existing worksheet, right? Let's right there here, and then click OK right there, and click OK. And yeah, we have done an extra step, right? Which is to pivot. Otherwise, it will be like this, right? So you see that I don't need to really change much right here. So in the future, like let's me insert a new data here. Right? Let's say here, I have a new data set, right? So let's say I added a few more. I just paste it maybe here. Yeah, it's just added, you see that? Or maybe I say that including the empty space, right? Copy this and put it here, and I say that let's say is tomato, durian, potato, right? Okay, let's just say potato, right? So, and I have a certain type, right? So, again, right, it's a red potato, purple potato, sweet potato. Okay, yeah, you name it, right? So now let's say I have a new one. Again, I don't need to really do that manual set anymore. Simply, I just need to right click here and change it to refresh, right? Just refresh it, and I should have a potato data right here. See, it's just that convenient, right? So Yeah, if you follow so far, right, type F, please, right? A success, of course, right, type success. Yeah. Hmm. Thank you, City. Yeah, anyone got questions? Do you have something like this? Or you want to give me a case study, right? Let's do a real case study, right? So it's like, yeah, something, right? Not exactly. Yeah. Okay, I give you a 4 minutes to think about it, right? Say that, yeah, my work actually got can't follow from the remove. Oh, it has the from the remove, right? Okay, thank you, right? Queenie, right? So let's just go back, open back the table here, right? The table here. Just so when I select this, it will show me which is the query that generates this result, right? So this is one, right? So I just double click on it. Okay, can't follow the wheel. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay, so because okay, we can just go through this step. No, I just do one, right? So remove filter. I think filter rows are okay. The filter rows, yeah. After this, you can't do the filter, yeah. So I'm going to delete all this row below, right? So yep, I just right click here and then choose delete until end. Then just click delete. Okay, so yes, you have done the filter rows, right? So yeah, the filter row is right here, right? So just click on the column and choose uncheck the now worksheet, right? And then click OK. Okay, now OK. Then after that, uh, we just select the January column and then select the January column, hold down the Shift key and select until the December. Okay, Queenie, right? So select this column here, January until the December column, right click, and then choose, not remove column, right, but unpivot column. Okay, unpivot column. And there you go, right? So this is the column, right? You can choose, right? Then you can just with the name, month, rename it, rename the values here, right? Rename it to amount, and as and when the rest are the same. So yeah, okay. Then we can go to after you rename it, you can go click close to and take close and look. Yeah, I follow. Yeah, thank you. Right, great. Okay, I pause 2 minutes, right? So think about it, whether you have a case, you have a similar things, right? It's just like not exactly right, or see whether you have some questions, right? Before I give you the next assignment, a next case study. Okay, Paul, right? We got questions on would you like to know what is the difference between using pivot table and Power Query, right? Thank you for the okay questions. Yeah, question from Power, right? Is that what's the difference between a pivot table and a Power Query, right? So pivot table, right? You can only do it after you have the data that is structured, right? So like this, right? Like the data like this one here, like this, right? You can't do pivot table because it's not structured. You need to kind of transform first. After this, then only you can go to table design. I mean here, table design, and then click pivot table, and then you choose here and existing and right here. Then you can start dragging items here, right? So products right here and country names here. Then you drag my month names here and then amount. Yeah, you can see that here, right? So this is similar to what you have, right? So this is this one. Yeah. Okay. So and also the other thing is that if every time, right, after you have this data set, right, usually you download from a system, from accounting system, from HR system, right? And then it's already populated into this, right? It's in tabular format. It may not be like this, right? So then you, and after this, you usually you will create a pivot table by doing some manual step from here, right? You notice that to create this pivot table, I need to do some manual step. So drag here, drag this, drag there, right? So, but every single month or every single week, you're doing the same step. It's just that it's manually done. Then you can consider using Power Query to automate. You don't need this step anymore, right? If you want, it's just like this, right? But maybe you don't need month, right? You just need this. Maybe you just want this, right? You want to group this, then maybe you can also say design tab, right? And say report layout. Want to change it to tabular format, right? Something like this, right? You want something like this, right? Malaysia, and then here is the type, and you just want to know the sum of this. So like you need to group it, right? And then for Malaysia, you want to group all the tomato, regardless of type, right? I want the sales, right? Yeah, can this be done, right? Yeah, for the whole month, right? So maybe like a type here, or maybe a type is here, or not type, a month, right? Months. So durians, right? So irregardless of type, right? The durians, right? What is the sum, right? For the January. So there are 2 January, or in fact there are few, right? So January, what is the amount? All this, right? How can we do something like this, right? But then don't use power. We don't use the what do you call that? Pivot table, right? How to do this? From here to here, right? This is manually done. So let's head back to this paper, and now from here, right? We can basically group, and since the type is not needed, you see that the ultimate pivot table has no type, right? So I can just ignore it. So what I do, I just right click on the column of type and then remove it. So it's easier to see this, right? Country name, products, months, right, and amount. Now this time I will just have to group by. It's actually a group by, you see, right? Although in the pivot table it's like yeah, just group by. Now the group by in the basic level, right? It only have the column country name. They don't have another tool, right? So how can we do the another tool, right? Is that right? First is grouped by the country name, right? If let's say I just go at country name, right? I go for sum, and I'll just do the sum on the amount. I click OK, and I certainly have the sum of Malaysia. But I want the second level of group by. So how can I do that? I go back to my apply step in the group rows here. I right click, just double click. And this time, instead of use group by basic, I use group by once. And I choose add group, and look at this here. I change it to product. And I change again here products, and I go for add a group. And this time I go for the month name. So everything about the same, right? Just that added 2 more group, right? First I group by country, then I group by products, Then I group by the month name and I click OK, and it will give me something like this. Right, from here, you can do a sum if else to capture the value, right? And then I choose the close and loop. So again, right, you go back to the step, go to group by, look at this, enter this step here. Yeah, this step, right? At once, group by at once. Right, so click OK, we're done, and then just click close and load, right? It will be more or less the same, but I think your pivot table will not work because of different structure right now. Oops. Right, so you see that? Still filtering. Okay, as for this, right, they don't have a type. So every time you change here the pivot table, you can also you need to right click and refresh as well, right? So refresh it and you can see that they don't have the type. So and it also give you the name of count, right? So it's actually not count, it's a sum, right? So you can name it, right? You can change the name as well, right? So just double click back to the here and make sure that you can change that here. Yeah, in the group by, right? So why it shows as group count, right? Because that when I do a group by, the new column name, I just give that a name called count, right? So I can change this value here, count, right, to say total sales, right? Right, and then just click OK. And that will do, right? Total sales. Maternity, right? And then you can just click close and load. So that's how it works, right? You will change it to total sales. Oh, okay. So it affect that. So you can't change that here count, right? So in order to change this, I need to delete this report, this pivot table first, right? Delete this, and let's just right click, refresh again one more time. It should allow to do that. See total sales. There you go. Right, and then you can just create your different asset. So I hope that it illustrates to you what's the difference between the pivot table and Power Query. Yeah, excellent questions, right? Yeah, everyone so far follow? If follow, of course, right? Type a F, please. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Power. Yeah, thank you, City. Good. Thank you, City. Thank you. I'm glad you are. I'm so thankful that you are engaging with me, right? Yeah, this is it's something that yeah, looking for. Great. All right, so let's go to, you want something more, the last one that is more complex, right? Something more meaningful, right? Say that, right? Okay. Of course, yeah. Oh, okay, good. So, right, now I have this data set, right? This is only for Malaysia, right? Now, what if one worksheet is for one country and the second worksheet is for another country, and then and goes on, right? So in that case, how do we do it? How do we? So let's turn back on to your folder here, right? We have one last file, right? It's called the here, right? This folder here. We have this here up to June sales, right, of the two country, right? So we open this file. Open this file, yeah. Yeah, you can see that here in this file, I have Malaysia and then also Singapore and all selling the almost similar products, right? And different type, different amount on the different months. It's just that on a different worksheet. So kind of like, can I do this all faster, right? Yeah. Instead of just copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste, right, into a master file, right? Can it be done, right? So one of them is that it always in the same workbook, right? It's just that you need to update the value occasionally, right? The other is that each of the country it is in a different workbook. So you have two worksheet here, and they will have two workbook, right? So it's not just all in the same workbook, right? So there are two scenarios. So now I will just explain how to do it in a same workbook. Okay, so we have this file, right? Let's close the workbook, and now we add it to a new Excel file. Sorry, the just now the any other file, right? That is not in the same workbook, right? So we just read from a different workbook. Yeah. So okay, so you ready? Ready? Type R, please. Thank you, Paul. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, City. Thank you, Brenda. Right. All right. So let's go to the data tab and choose get data and look at from file. And this time we're not looking, we're looking at Excel workbook, right? Excel workbook. And then you can locate the file you want, right? So I can see that where do you save the file, right? The file that you want to consolidate, right? So I'm just selecting this here, right? Selecting that and then click import. Oh, sure. Thank you, City, right? Yeah, I can report export it, right? So go to the get data option here, look for from file, and then change it, choose from Excel workbook. Okay. Locate the Excel workbook, choose the file, click import. Okay. Okay, follow will pop up the navigator. Yes, thank you, right? And then choose one of the worksheet will do, right? One of the worksheet and then click transform data. Transform data. Okay, so then next one would be okay, we have to change type, yeah, and then yeah. So at first, right, it will just load that particular worksheet into Powerquery. Now, if we look at the server step here, right here, source here, right, is actually different, right? It actually show each of the table in each of the worksheet. So look at that. See, this is take a closer look right here. See, they are the same, right? And over here, they're about the same as well. See? Right, these two are similar. Now, I actually don't need this step here. So what I do, I will just, this three step, right? I select up to this, right click and choose delete until end. So click on that, delete until end, and choose delete. Okay, so now I have the step here. That is for Malaysia. This is here, and these three columns is not needed. So I will just go ahead, select this three column, right click and choose remove columns. Okay, then the next one is that again, right? This is the jack, right? So I'm going to combine this table and this table together, right? So to do that, click on this button on the data column, right? This button, and then just click OK. So it's combining the two table into one table, right? So see, combine that, a Malaysia and the Singapore. Right, you can see that here, right? This is the Malaysia, this is the Singapore, right? I'm just combine them together. All right, so from here, right, it will be the same like what you did earlier, the step, right? So just do the few how to add all this, how to put this number, this value here to the bottom, how to do that, how to copy this value and put it into all these nouns. Yes, thank you, City Nushu. Nushu Krina, yes. Right click here. In fact, right, I want to do it all in one go, right? So I select this column and also select this column. This column I also need to do fill down, right? So I'm selecting these two columns, right? And then right click and choose fill down. Thank you, Rebecca, right? Yeah, thank you. Okay, so you can see that it's filled down already. Same goes to here, right? So now I'm going to remove the two row on the top as well, right? So again, right, it's the same step, right? Go to remove rows and then choose remove top rows. Again, right, it's just remove two rows, so just put the two here and then click OK. And that will be done, right? So just remove the two rows. And the step will be the same, right? So okay, I just now, okay, there's a question from Pao, yeah? I import one worksheet, but the source will show two worksheets in source. Yeah, you import one, right? The thing is that it actually has a step to read all the worksheets in that source, right? And then it pick up one. So when there's a source step, right, it actually read out all the worksheets. And then it select a particular worksheet because we just import one Malaysia worksheet. So that's why we will remove the step, right? Then it will go back to the source. Then we can just do some work on the current data tab. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, excellent questions, right? Thank you, Paul, right? And then we have to remove the top rows here, right? Now this first row, right, should be a header. Yes, we will go to the use first row as header. One more step, right? One more time. See here? Just like we did earlier. So what is the next step? What's the next step? Yes, you can do the rename step also can, right? It's a different process only, right? So now we can also do is remove the data here, the now rows, right? And here these are additional header, right? Which is redundant, right? We don't need that, right? Yeah, yes, that's right, city, yes. So you go to remove the now rows. Okay, almost there already, right? Now you can just go to rename the header, right? Just double click on the header and change it to code, country code. And here, double click and change it to country name. And here, double click, change it to product. And here, double click and change it to type. And yeah, that's it. So from here, January to December will be the same, right? So yeah, I think that's about it, right? So you can do an unpivot and so on, right? Okay, so finally, we can just close and load and close and load two, right? Yeah, it's done, right? All this data, right, is written is from this data set here, right? June sales, right? Yeah. From here, become this. For each of the worksheets, right? See here? Is it amazing, right? Is it amazing, right? To do this job, right? Into here. Let's say I have another new worksheet, right? Let's say if I can work on this, right? Let's say I have a Vietnam, right? So I just put there Vietnam. Yeah, thank you, right? Yep, right. Okay, city, right? And let's say I have a Vietnam, right? So and then I change it to so maybe the order, but order is about same, right? So let's say I have Vietnam, right? So let's say if I can just say with this new worksheet tab, right? Let's close it. I have a new worksheet tab, right? So see whether I can read that file as well, right? So I right click here and change it to refresh, right? And see. No, I don't have that file. How could it be, right? Let's see. Did I change the name? Maybe it did not change the name, right? Let's see. Did I change the tag name, right? Did I change the tag name? I forgot. Maybe there is. Maybe no, there is. Oh, it doesn't work flexibility. Now we got to deal with this. We double click on this, right? So if you have additional workbook, right? How do you deal with that? Refresh it cannot. Let's go to source, right? If we refresh it, hey, I really read from here, right? So I think there is some, oh, I know already. Because the file here, right, is different from the file I show you just now, right? Not here. Okay, the source is actually from my this 2025, right? Okay. So I should go to 25. I have another file here. Oh, let me close this. Okay, when the Power Query is open, right, you cannot open another Excel file, so that's why it gives me that error. So I open this file, and I think you should read. Okay, so insert Vietnam, register here, Vietnam. Okay, Vietnam, and this is oh, okay. I save it and then close it. And let's head back to the. Okay, now I right click and refresh, see whether it works. All right, it works, right? See that it works. Pretty nice, right? It just worked, right? So yeah, so convenient and amazing, right? So yeah, in these 2 hours of training, right, you learn some of the things you learn, right? So can you list down uh three things you learn in this training? Yeah, in your chat box, right? Yeah, Ayman, Anis, Brenda, or I think yeah, Brenda is still there. Good. What are the three things you learned, right, in this training? Dayani. Okay, so yeah, three things. All right, City says that thank you. City, Nushu, Priya said that yes, you learn so much from this training, right? Especially the fill down. Yes, you learn the fill down. Yes, pivot columns, right? So pivot column is every time you see something like this, right? Now you no longer need to fear, right? It's like, oh, from here to here, right? No need to write a code, right? Say thank you. And then yes, pivot column, no need to use pivot anymore. Haha, yes, thank you, right? Exactly. Right? And then yeah, reorder columns, right? Rename columns, right? City, right? Yeah, actually you can do a reorder columns as well, yeah. And rows cleaning your data, right? So whenever you have some data you want to clean before you merge it, before you do a pivot table or do further analysis, right? Because if you want to do a analysis for with this kind of data, right, you can't do a sum if, right? A sum if won't allow you to do, right? I mean sum if, right? I mean, how do you do that, right, with this data? Can't, right? But if you do a sum if on this, right, will be much easier, right, in this data. As for here, right, from here to here, now you know that, oh, this feature is actually called fill down, right? Fill down. Yeah, thank you, right? To city, yeah. How about Ayman? Right, anyone else? Right, okay. Okay, so good, right? And I hope that you find that that what you call that, this Excel Ninja Formula Guide, right? You also find it useful, right? And because after you automate it. Okay, we got question from City, right? How to join two tables with different data? Same ID. ID? Which ID are you referring to, right? Yeah. Let's see. What do you mean the ID? This ID or this ID, right? Or you have a sample data, right? Or you just change it and then you share the sample data, right? You can base on this will do, right? Okay, for example, they have countries like Singapore and Malaysia. Yeah, yes, Singapore and Malaysia, yeah, correct. But one table have data about type. Okay, one table is type. But other is the sales. Then after that, so okay, one table have data about type of data, type of products. The other is sales. Okay, so You mean the, let's say, you want, not sure again. You want something like here tomato, and then you put this value into here. And then if it's a durian, right? So then maybe you just copy this and paste it here. Because of these two, you can share your screen, right? You can talk about it, right? Or open just share, right? Explain to me, right? Yeah. Oh, okay. Let you share screen, yeah. Okay, try to, yeah. So we're waiting for City Raihan, right? So let's see. Yeah, so I believe that you received this Excel Ninja Excel formula guide, right? So yeah. And so Creative Wise is serving the nation, right, in many ways, right? And you can see that here. Just this by February, right, we provide forklift training, right? So strategy maps, it's all done already, right? Completed in February, and then April. Oh, sorry. Yeah, and then we do amazing Excel, succession planning. We have in April we did another few more Excel training, right? And then we have forklift trainings, 7QC, marketing plan, negotiations training, right? So yeah, and reporting automation, right? Something like what you done here, right? So Excel, Power Query. Different cases, different company have different ways, right? So this one, right, we discuss something very interesting, right? It's on the it's for credit control executive, right? So we use Power Query to automate her job, right? Um, and she right after the training, right, the next day she start applying it and say, well, it's so easy, right? But I can't show you that. I mean, it's real, right? It's real, right? It's just if you really are interested to automate, and it's not you just not find out the way to use Power Query to automate, right? You can engage my consulting services or either training, right? Yeah. So I start training in the year 2008, right? And then you receive this, right? And now here is another one, right? We're using Power Query, like a money job, right? That's 300 minutes, right? Reduced to less than 1 minute. Yeah. Okay, City Rahan, you ready? You let me know, yeah. So these are the some of the Excel function, right? The base, the foundation, right? We have a end of file, find function, time, if functions, right? All these is the foundation. You can apply this concept, right, into Power Query as well, right? Power Query also have its own if function, right? Or you're sending a picture, or okay, you can actually talk about it, right? And then you share screen, right? You can click the share button when you're ready. So lookup function, logical text function, right? So like the text function, right? You can actually join some wording, right? In the Power Query also can do the same, right? So you can do it manually in Excel. You can do it automatically in Power Query. So that's the whole idea, right? So let's say I want to file or extract all the event numbers also can, right? Annual leave calculation, convert, track task, right? Extract the gender. You can use a is even, right? Product, sum product. You can check if whether the value is within the dead range using the and function. Again, in Power Query, you can automate as well. You can use hyperlink, right? Search, right? And then rank function, large, small, right? All this is related to max function, negative, trend function, justify, many more, right? So in Office 365, if you're using 365, right, you have a feature like a unique function. You can get a list of unique value, very simple, right? 365, XLOOKUP, or double XLOOKUP as well, right? So again, right? And then you have a filter functions. It's also in 365. Choose unique plus filter. What you can do, right, is here, the car list selected, right? So if you really type it out, you will find out what it means, right? So there's a IFS sequence. These are all in 365, yeah, 365 function, that function, hashtag, pivot by the text, group by lambda, reduce functions, viral, xrow, xlookup, registration, extract, replace, xmatch, scan, wrap rows, wrap columns, call to call, drop, take, rows and column, right? And that's about it, right? Yeah, okay, let's see. Okay, City has a screenshot already. Let's take a look at what is it about, right? Okay, let's see. Okay. So Malaysia has tomato 12. Oh, what is that? Total. So you want 200 or what? So what is the end result? Okay, you have two table. Okay, yes. Yeah, how can you merge two table? What is the end result will be like? What is the outcome, right? When you merge, how will it look like? Where's the ID you mean, right? Is it ID is called a product or is it this here? How can I merge these two using the country name, right? Can you give me the final outcome, right? How's it look like? The outcome, right? You don't need to use any Power Query. Just show me how is that look. Because now I know, yeah, you have two table, right? But what is the final outcome? Yeah, you just do that one more, right? Share the screen, yeah. And product using the country name, country product name, or end product is country product sales or total. Oh, you combine everything. Oh, but how do you know that this 200 is for tomato? How do you know this 300 is for durian? Yeah, how do you know that? Can it be like different, right? So all the sequence is there. Using country as code, right? So, oh, you don't need tomato. Oh, okay. Okay. Fine. Okay, great. Okay. So depend on your complexity, right? So you can okay, let's see. What is this? Let's go to here, insert new worksheet, right? Paste it. Can I just paste it here? Okay, yeah. Put 10. Okay, so I have B2 to C hop. Okay. Oh, okay. Second sentences are not in column, yeah. Okay, great. So let's just say total. Okay, 12, 15, 17. Okay, type is not needed. It is. And then oh, this is okay. Okay. And then you have this here. And then it's the sales, 200, 300, 400. Okay, so just highlight this and just put it here. Okay, so yeah. So your final result would be something like this. You have a product, country, product. Ah, I got you right. Okay. Yeah, something like this, right? This is the outcome you need, right? So oh yeah, you want something like this, right? So it's not in order, right? So how do you combine them together, right? So you want this one and put inside here, right? So merging this into this. So there are two tables here, right? So yeah. Yeah, you want something like this, right? So it's not and so currently what the method you use if you have something like this, what would you do? City. So is it something like that? I copy and then paste it here, and then Malaysia you put it here, or something some other method like this. What is your current method? Filter one by one using Excel. Okay. So do you use this okay? So how about do you use this VLOOKUP before? VLOOKUP. Oh, okay. I see. Okay, you come for the right one already, right? So good. So what you do, right? If you turn it to true, right? You need to turn this into Excel table and this Excel table. This will be called the merge query, right? So we go to here, we go to data tab, we change it to from table range, and then from header, okay, yeah, large amount of data is really loading quite bad, right? So there are many ways to do this. If after use this merge query method, right, it still doesn't work, right? Then you want to go into Power Query M language, right, to fine tune it, right? Yes, a lot huge data, yeah, indeed, right? So now I just load this data and then give it a name call, say the key total, right? I don't know, right? Just call it countries total. Okay, country total, and then just click close and load tool. So I load this into Power Query, right? Change the query name, and then I also what do you call that? Yeah, I also load it as a connection, right? Only create connections, and then click OK. Okay, so now I have a country total, and the second table is this, right? So I'm going to again go to Data tab. And this data can be on a different worksheet as well, right? Thank you, Winnie, right? Ah, thank you, Winnie. Yeah, thank you. And then go to from table range. And then go to my tables as header, right? You guys know where is my YouTube channel? Okay, so my table has a header, click OK. Okay, so now we're done with this here. So again, we can give it a name again, right? It's a just get a very table. Let's say I call it country sales, right? So it's easier for me to refer. Now I click on close. close and load two. Again, I load this second table as a connection. Right, because this table, I'm just referring it, right? So let's say from here, I refer to this. So this table, I'm referring it. So I just want to connect, load into connections, into memory. So click add the connections, click OK. So both of these, right, after I click create connections, it will not be like the previous one. You create it and then it become a separate Excel file, right? It's not a separate Excel worksheet. No, it's not. So now I head back to my T country total. Okay, T country total. So what I'm just done, right, is this table already loaded as a connection. It will show the word connections and here as well. So I go back to table connections here, right? Here, I double click on the country item. And then look at the T country here, right? So it's something like a VLOOKUP, right? It's just that I want to get this, I want to get the value 300, right? If for Singapore, I want this value to show it just beside here, right? And this here. So to do that, it's like a VLOOKUP. Every time it says it's VLOOKUP, right? And you want to be automate, you can use the merge query. And when you use the merge query, make sure you're selecting the table you want to write the VLOOKUP, right? So go to merge query. There are two options. One is that you merge query on the existing table, or the other you create a new merge query. You don't want to change anything on the original one. So I go for merge query as new. Okay, and then here, at the bottom here, I will choose the one called table sales. As for here, I select this item, and these are the same ID, right? Same ID in the different order. I highlight this, select this item, and then select this item. So two of them. And then the join type will be left outer because it will be everything from the country on this table, and then matching with this. Okay, so then I click OK. Okay, next. For each of that, we will return that row that is matching Malaysia, right? These are the ID, right? So then how I extract this sales column is that click on this small little expand column button, uncheck all these items, choose the sales, and also uncheck this column name as prefix. Then you click OK. And there you go. So you can change it or the rest, right? And then click close and load. And close and load. If you want to load into the new worksheet, close and load. And it will show just that, right? So let's go back to here, right? So if I have new data here, let's say I have Thailand, right? And then also durian, right? And then I say 2034. So I have a new data set, right? And my data set here, I don't have, right? Country name, I don't have, right? So can it still work, right? Well, actually it does, right? It's just that it don't have the sales. They don't have the sales value. See, this is the meaning of that, right? So everything from the first table, and if there is no, I just replace with the empty. So that is, oh, so City, is it the one you mentioned? You mean? So you see whether you can with this method, right, merging query, right, you can actually say what speed up your processing day, right? Processing time, right? VLOOKUP is really definitely gone in the past already, right? You don't need to use VLOOKUP, use merge query if you have this feature. Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you, City. Right. So with that, right, we have come to the end of the session, right? Once again, right, thank you, Anis, thank you, Pao, right, thank you, Aiman, right. So if you are interested to engage our services, right, not only that, we already, every time you engage us for in-house training, right, we ensure that the training will be done well, right, and just like how we win the awards for and we say something, we'll do it, right? You can trust us just like how other companies trust us, right? So yeah, and we also won by some. So we're showing you this one just to say that you have a peace of mind when we engage creative wise, right? Yeah. Thank you, right? Yes, right. And there are many other ways you can use Power Query, right? So if you find it really useful, right, and I believe in the more I give, right, the more I receive, right? So, okay, only those who are stay here, right? I didn't say, I didn't tell, okay. So if you want to learn all this one, right, I have already recorded the video, right? You just download it, right? You start with the basic Power Query, right? You can go to the rest of it here. There are ways like how you generate a list of this here. Each of them has a video. You can follow it. Uh, okay, and how do you do big carries, right? And you stack the columns, right? And how do you separate a master file, also on, right? Condition column, right? And yeah, that's about it, right? So is there anyone interested to have this whole folder, right? Free for you to go and follow to watch, right? Yes, we have Bao. Okay, good. So this is why I say that it takes 6 years, right, to really understand, right, oh, what Power Query can do, right? I just like, wow. So I give you a copy link, right? Surprise, right? I give you this whole video, right? And then you can download it, right? Watch it, and then if you so we are only able to give to give out to share this one, right? It's because that many other companies, right? I received so many blessings, right? What I call that. Some companies just choose us, right, to provide their in-house training, right? So that's why we're able to do that. This is not our only NTW training, right? You go to my website. Okay, so yeah, you can add me as a connection, right? And then yeah, you can get the link from here, right? If you say we also do another training on this coming this one, right? Is that where is it right here? Yeah, it's somewhere here, right? Your channel, right? Would be that, where is it? Reduce. Oh yeah, it's in live, right? So we do NTW invoice also. You can also watch that, and then NTW Power Query, right? So yeah, this year we have more, which what I say, we do two, okay. So next year hopefully we can do more, right? To benefit to benefit the country, right? So we help university students, right, to learn this, right? So and so on, right? Thank you. Bye bye, right? Enjoy, learn this, and then this is huge, you know, this thing. This one is huge, right? Basic. You watch it one by one. Yeah. Bye bye. Yeah. Oh, one moment, right? Is that okay? We can uh attendance, right? You have the name here, right? You have a register here already. So we will NTW, the certificate will be issued, right? In 2 weeks time, right? Or shorter than that. Okay. Rest assured you have the certificate. Yeah. Thank you. Bye bye. City industry, right? The Ninja menu, right? You can, if you have received my email, right? You already get one. Right? Yeah, this one here, you already get one. No, you didn't have, never mind. I send you here now. This, yes, send here. Download here. You can get it. Anything so, okay. Please help me to share to your HR, right? We really appreciate it. I need your support, right? I need your support, right? So we are interdependent, right? Not depend our interdependence, yeah. Interdependent each other one, actually. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, right? I appreciate very, very much. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Bye-bye. 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 Yeah. Feel free to share the Excel Ninja Formula Guide to all your people, right? To everyone you want to know, right? Yeah. That's okay, right? Yeah.